Today we will try to take the intake manifold out and clean the EGR port. I have a code P0401 and we will start working on this. First I will take the engine cover and then we will take it from there. Alright, we just took the engine cover out. Those guys here, these are not screw, these are just clips. There are two screws here, you turn them half a turn, not all the way. It's just half a turn and it will be out. Here is the intake manifold. This is what are we focusing on today. We'll see.
Alright.
Now after we took the engine cover off, we took the negative terminal off, and the first sequence of the things we need to disconnect here, we need to disconnect this breather pipe here. That's number one, and we need to remove it. Number two, we need to take the intake air duct out. There are a couple of screws we need to unscrew here. This is one, that's two, and it will be out. And number three is the positive crankcase ventilation hose here. Number three, this is the one here. And number four is the brake booster vacuum hose. Behind it here, hidden, is the vacuum hose, and this is number five, this one here. And number six, we need to disconnect the intake manifold tuner actuator, and after that we will start with the second sequence. Alright, so after we took all of these bolts out, 10 bolts and 2 nuts, and just pry the upper cover just a little bit, and then we remove it, and this is how it looks like. Right, of course we were gonna change this gasket here, this orange color gasket.
Okay.
We're gonna clean all of this, and second step is the intake manifold itself out. So let's get right to it. Alright, before we take the intake manifold out, we had to loosen this bracket here. Right, it's I used open wrench number 10 to take it out, and we also needed to take this hose, which is connected to this bracket right there. Right, now the intake manifold is ready to go. So here is the intake manifold. Let's try to get a cleaner look inside, and of course here is the famous EGR port, and of course it's blocked, it's clogged. Don't know if we can zoom in. Yep, so a little bit more light. Okay, so we're gonna clean all of this. I need to take the throttle body out, and then we'll start cleaning. This is the EGR valve. I will change it while we are at it. I got a brand new one, and it comes with the gasket. The valve is attached with two number 12 nuts. Be careful because I lost one of them. I will start the search for it right now, so don't do the same. This is the brand new part number I ordered, and it comes with the valve and the gasket. The old EGR port, it's completely blocked. Alright, there's all of this carbon deposit. This is going to the garbage. I'm not going to clean that. This is from the engine side. Your best bet is to use a vacuum and get all of this out. This is how a brand new EGR valve looks like. The part number, as you see here, is 18011 RCA Alpha 00. The torque spec for these nuts here is 22 Newton meters. 22. So the new valve is in place. Be very careful with these nuts. If one fall down, it will be very hard for you to get, so be extra careful. I used one of these to clean the port from the engine side. These are made for the dryer, cleaning the vent of the dryer. I think they are $10 from Lowe's. They worked really good, and they were getting a lot of this carbon deposit out, and then I vacuumed it with a shop vac. So next thing is to get the intake manifold in. I have a brand new gasket. Let me show you the part number. So here is the brand new gasket, and here is the part number. Now Acura dealer on the phone, they told me I can reuse the old gasket because it's metal. The manual say replace, so I will go with the manual on this one. The intake manifold is ready to get in. Make absolutely sure that there are no water whatsoever inside the intake manifold before you put it in. What I did is I used this, the brake and parts cleaner from Six Fropley's here in Everett, Washington. This thing works like magic. This is the EGR pipe. That's a brand new one, and this is the part number for it. And this is the nasty old one. Don't bother cleaning this thing. It's the pipe is not that expensive. Just replace it. Here. And these are the two bolts that put it together. Another part is going here is the gasket. This gasket here for the throttle body, and this is the part number. So let's get to work. So this EGR port here is attached together with two number 10 bolts. The torque spec on this one is 12 Newton meters. The throttle body is attached by number 12 nuts and bolts, and the torque spec on it is 22 Newton meters. Alright, here is the intake manifold. It's attached to the engine by 7 bolts and 2 nuts. What you see right now is the tightening sequence. The torque is 22 Newton meters. Use 3 increments. Don't try to get them all one shot. Alright, again, this is the intake manifold, and this is the tightening sequence. In case you cannot see these numbers, that's number 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and finally 9, which is a nut. So does 7 right there. That's a nut, and this is a bolt. Alright, this is the sound you need to hear from your torque wrench to make sure that you are on spec, and don't try to take it any further. I took this on 3 increments, 7, 14, and 22. This is the intake manifold upper cover with a brand new gasket. here is the part number for the gasket, and it's very easy to install. You don't need any spray or instant gasket sprays or anything. This is attached to the intake manifold by number 10 bolts and nuts, and the torque spec on this one is 12 Newton meters. Alright, this is the upper cover with the sequence, the tightening sequence. Right, this one here in the middle is number 1. Number 2 is right there. Number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is right there. 9 is right there. 10, which is a nut, and 11. Number 12 is also a nut. So these are 10 bolts and 2 nuts. They are number 10. You can use number 10 socket for them. The torque spec again is 12 Newton meters.